Now let's talk about this GameStop situation, because baby, I was doing all types of research this morning, this afternoon, trying to understand what the hell is going on. So the other day, GameStop was being talked about a lot. It was getting talked about on Twitter, it was getting talked on like Instagram, I'm the only apps I'm on right now. It's getting talked about on YouTube too. So apparently, there is this group, this forum on Reddit of these folks who follow, I think it's called Reddit traders or something. And these folks someone had got wind that GameStop was, being short sold. So let me pull up the definition of not short sale, but I think it is short selling. But the definition of short selling is a fairly simple concept. An investor borrows a stock, sells the stock, and then buys the stock to return it to the lender. Short sellers are betting that the stock they sell will drop in price. So on this forum on Reddit, they had got wind that was what this company was doing. Like they was doing it because they was, predicting that GameStop stock was about to fall. So they started encouraging people to buy up GameStop stock. And they were buying so much of it that GameStop's stock went up. Like it was worth more. So to put it in if Johnny had 3 apples type of situation, let's say I come to you to borrow some stock from you, and I say, hey girl, give me your stock, girl. I'm gonna give it back to you. It's $15. Okay, so I'm getting this $15 from you, and now I say, okay, girl, well here you go back. Like I don't need it no more. And now you like, oh girl, well it ain't $15 no more. It is $20. So now I got to come out of my pocket an extra $5 to pay you. So now I ain't making the money that I thought I was going to make. So what these short sellers are hoping is that when they borrow the stock from you, it's $15. That when they return it back to you, it's worth $10. So they get them $5 back. So it's a situation like that. I hope I'm kind of explaining a little bit. But to put it in better, someone wrote a nice little thing about it on Twitter, and I'm gonna read it out to y'all because I love to educate my people. I know at least one of my followers doesn't quite understand what is happening in the stock market right now, and that's enough to motivate me to explain, because this is somewhat of a turning point in world history. First, you need to understand what a short is in trading. A short is when you borrow a stock from a broker and sell it immediately as its current price. Then you hope that the stock price falls such that you can buy the stock back at a lower price and return the shares you borrow to your broker, but keeping the difference. Example, let's say I want to short XYZ, which has a current price of $10. I borrow 1 share and sell it immediately at $10. I have $10 now, but I owe my broker the 1 share I borrowed. Then let's say the price of XYZ drops to $7. I now decide to buy it back, my short position, and buy 1 share at $7 and return the 1 borrowed share to my broker. I made $10 when I sold and only had to pay $7 to buy it back lower. So my profit is the $3 difference. But now let's say that instead of the XYZ price dropping to $7, it goes up to $15. I still need to return the 1 borrowed share to my broker, except now it's going to cost me a lot more to buy it back. If I buy it back at $15 so I can return the borrowed shares, my losses will be the $5 difference between selling at $10 and rebuying at $15. Since the price can rise indefinitely, my potential losses are a short seller are unlimited. At some point, I have to buy it back to return the shares I borrowed. The more the price rises, the bigger my losses. Now for GameStop, a few weeks ago, a Redditor on Wall Street Bets noticed that the hedge fund had taken a massive amount of short trades against GameStop. They convinced everyone on the thread to join forces and buy as much GameStop as possible. This made the price rise, and the hedge fund's short position started to lose billions. Their losses even surpassed the $13.1 billion that the hedge fund was worth. Eventually, the hedge fund had to close their short positions and buy all the GameStop back at much higher prices, sending the price even higher. Still, this is called a short squeeze. Now that the hedge fund is declaring bankruptcy and the Reddit thread is combing through their other hedge funds with massive short exposure so they can short squeeze them into bankruptcy as well. All of Wall Street is saying that the public joining together in this fashion should be illegal, but really they just lost at their own game to the masses. Now, let's have a conversation about it, because girl, this is a lot, and I'm still not 100% there, but with my little eye, I know that this shit needs to be gone. This shit needs to be gone, period. Like folks, like people I kept hearing this conversation of, oh, it's the little man. The little man is getting back. But what little man or little person that we are talking about has enough money, $100, $200 to even buy stock? Because the people I know, the people I'm looking after, the people I want to see a better world for, they don't have $100 and $200 for that. They don't have $100 and $200 to play no silly ass game. They don't have no time. They don't have the time. That is going to make a difference between them eating enough to just get by to go to work tomorrow or to look for a job. So this isn't about, like, you cannot beat the game with this own thing. Like this situation where we're gonna destroy it from the inside is not a real thing. The only real thing is abolishing all of this shit. And we saw that today. Because after this stuff started getting out, I tried to honestly go and buy stock today. I have an E-Trade account, and I tried to download Robinhood. Robinhood wouldn't even let me put my social security number in. They told me no. E-Trade wouldn't even let me reset my password to go back in. And then when I was looking, they had stopped allowing people to buy stock from GameStop, AMC, and other retailers. Like, they had shut it down. Robinhood is getting dragged on Twitter right now. It was the #1 trending topic for hours, for almost half the day. Like, Robinhood was not letting regular folks buy up stock. They wouldn't let them do it. So it's just like, why? And that's because capitalism is going to capitalism. You are not going to be able to fight them like that. You're just not. Like, it seems cute, it seems like, but you have to understand that this capitalist system is supported by the very government that we live in. So they're going to come up with regulations to make a situation like this not happen again. Like, so we'll find another way to be able to quote unquote beat them at their own game, but the house always wins. And this is their game we're playing at. So the only game that we have as the people we need to is taking the power and ending all of this shit. Because there is no way to topple this shit like that. And y'all out here playing, like these folks who are out here playing this game and doing this and that, and if you can buy stock right now, if you are fortunate and privileged enough to buy stock, you are not at the bottom. You are not that bottom. Like, you might be struggling, because all of us are struggling. All of us are one bad situation, one health situation, one emergency from being in debt. A lot of us are. And that's a problem too. But for the folks who are really struggling and being affected by this pandemic, like me and T were talking about when T said that what happens when the garbage cans are empty? What happens to those who are living off of everybody else on the streets don't have it? What happens then? We're already seeing right now in Atlanta, there has been a lot of break-ins. And as somebody tweeted me earlier and said, there are a lot of car break-ins in Chicago too. Folks are out here starving. They are out here struggling. And some of these folks might be out here feeding folks who don't have the money to invest no $100, $200 and wait for this system to topple or to get rich. Yes, a few people a few folks made enough money to be able to buy them a house and do whatever. But what about the majority of folks who do not have access to this, whose lights are being cut off while they have kids at home doing learning virtually? What about these people? So I'm not interested in toppling this in this type of matter when it only benefits a certain amount of folks. That's what's pissing me off. Like, if it ain't for everybody, I am not interested in it. Yes, I'm privileged enough to be able to go buy stock and do this and that, but what does that do for the other folks? What does that do? The folks who are able to make some money, like the very few folks, y'all ain't gonna be making no millions, because them folks gonna find out a way to cut off y'all water. They're not gonna let y'all do it. Like the Biden administration said, they watching it. You got these hedge funds folks, they ain't finna lose no money like that. Yeah, you in one, but it's gonna be another person that's gonna buy that company and make, like, it's just not gonna work like that. So what we should be talking about is about abolishing capitalism, period. Because all this shit is fake as hell. All of it. We can look, all this shit is fake as hell. Somebody pointed out a good point on Twitter and said, they stopped selling stocks, they stopped doing all of this, and now the government is they literally, Robinhood literally would not let folks buy stocks and was, I think, giving them back or something. I can't explain it. But somebody pointed out, said, if they are able to do this, that lets you know that they actually have a lot of power to do other things. They can abolish stuff just like that. So it was a lot to think about. It really had my mind going, because I found it interesting. When I get interested in stuff like that, I really be researching it. And I'm still researching it now, because I like for folks to explain it in a YouTube video or a video so I can read. I'm a visual person, so reading is good, but somebody can do if Johnny had 3 apples, then it'll work for me. So I hope that I was able to explain that to y'all a little bit. We'll be talking about that more. But moving on, I had to get it off. Let's talk about other things. So Marc Daly is currently in talks to get his own TV show. Apparently, he is not interested in reconciling or doing anything. This is the report coming from Bassa, that he's not interested in any type of relationship with Kenya Moore. He's not interested in anything. Only thing that he wants is his divorce, moving forward, and getting his show. So apparently he's working on a show in New York about his restaurant, about loving the business or something. Well played. Well played. I don't know what you know about love, because ain't this like you got 2, 3 families or something? But I don't know if it's going to happen, because for him to have a show about his restaurant doesn't sound like it would be a good thing right now, considering we're still in this pandemic. A lot of restaurants are struggling. I just don't see production. I don't see Bravo or whoever investing in no TV show about no restaurant right now. And a lot of times when folks be doing these shows and stuff, that shit be in the work for like years. Like it be in the work for like 2 years before it even come to light. Like they literally film for like a year or something, and then it goes into a lot of there are some shows that were being filmed. I think like T.S. Madison. I had known about T.S. Shout out to her. Congratulations to T.S. Madison. But I hadn't heard about T.S. Madison show in the works for like a year or two, like almost 2 years. And now we are just now seeing a little snippet of the trailer. So TV shows just don't happen like that. Like they don't come to you with no show and say, hey girl, we gonna have this out next summer. Like it takes some time. It's some work that goes into it. So I don't think that's gonna happen, girl. But you know, it is what it is. Moving on, girl. I want to touch on Cardi B's wig just a tidbit because she had posted this tweet and she was just discussing how much money she spends on her staff getting tested for COVID, and she was just like, oh, it's like a business. Like this is like money being spent on testing like each staff, like it's $250, and she get tested like 4 times a week. Like the folks who do her makeup and all these other things have to get tested. Okay, you could just not do anything. You just sit your ass at home. Cardi, you have way more than enough money to just sit home and wait till the pandemic gets better. Like the reason why you're doing all this other stuff is because you just want more money, and you've told us that several times. Like, I mean, as much as these celebrities try to make it seem as though they care about us, they are still holding on and hoarding wealth. Point blank, period. They're still finding some way to exploit somebody to make some more money. Like, I don't care how they try to tell you. I don't care how they try to clean it up. They are still out here hoarding millions and millions of dollars and still out here doing other things. They got all these folks working in the middle of a pandemic, and I hope they're paying them a fair and a decent wage and paying them for being exposed to this coronavirus. Like, I really do hope that they are getting compensated fairly, but I'm not interested in hearing no celebrity talk about, well, I'm spending this much money. Oh, well, this is what you want, so shut the fuck up. Why are you telling us about it? I don't care. And it kind of makes me think about the stuff that Fort Harriet, aka Kim, was experiencing this week. A little short, small conversation. Like, folks were dragging her because she had talked about hiring a housekeeper or whatever. And folks was like, why would you have a housekeeper? Why would you out here having a housekeeper? And people with trash politics and no understanding things started to hop on her and making it seem as though that she was out here exploiting labor and stuff, when the conversation should be on exploiting labor. There are housekeepers who work, and it's not about it being a quote-unquote bad job or not a good job. It's about it being paid a fair wage and a living wage. That's the focus. It doesn't matter what job you do. Are you getting paid enough to be able to provide for you and your family? That's what all that it matters. That's all that matters. When I hired movers, I'm not moving no furniture. I can't. I've had bad situations of moving furniture. I don't want to. So what I do is I hire movers, and when they get paid, I make sure that the folks I'm hiring pay them a decent wage, a fair wage, and then I tip them on plus. I had 3 people coming here and moving me furniture. I gave all of them like $50 on top of the $600 bill I had. Like $600, I think, for like 3 hours of moving. It wasn't anything but containers. The only large furniture I had was my bed and a mattress and 2 TVs. Like, girl, I tip them good. Like, that's what you do. When folks deliver my food, I tip them good. Because these folks at the end of the day have to make money. And I'm not about exploiting labor. If you out here delivering my groceries and you out here and I know it, I'm gonna tip you $10, $15 a penny. I'm gonna tip you 20, 25, 30% on what the bill is. Like, to make sure that you out here making sure that your family's fine. Let me help you out. Like, that's what we should be. So it's just like the folks on Twitter, and I saw folks would just try and eat Kim up. And it's just like, is your politic, it seems as though your politic is only about like hopping on folks and dragging folks. Like, it's nothing after that. Like, you're so focused on just, and then you lose hindsight because you so focused dragging that you forget the conversation. The conversation is about exploiting labor. It's not about like dragging somebody who's hiring a housekeeper. When Kim said that the housekeeper that she's paying is a black queer male who she pays $55 an hour, there's a lot of black folks who are out here surviving by cleaning the houses. And that goes back to long time. Like, black folks have been doing that to make extra income. So there's nothing wrong with doing it. It's just like these folks need to be paying a fair wage so they're not working 2 or 3 jobs to survive. That's the issue. Should nobody be working at FedEx and cleaning houses and doing Uber Eats on the side to just pay bills? Like, that's what we're talking about. But some of these folks just don't seem to get it, and they're more interested in hopping on folks just because. And some folks were trying to reach out to me because they feel some type of way about it. But let me tell you this. I don't want to talk to your ass. I don't want to talk to you. Some of y'all ass, all y'all do is 24 hours a day, hop on folks and drag folks on Twitter 24/7. It is fucking tiring. Please shut up. Don't DM me, don't send me no message. I'm not interested in reading that shit. I'm just not. I'm not interested. I just like, and I like Kim, and Kim has even did a video about it and said, hey, like, drag me, but give me the drag that I deserve. Even I deserve some drag. Folks have gotten my ass together, but some of this shit is just way too much. Y'all sit here and drag folks for this, and then turn around and listen to a rapper sit here talk about they spend $30,000, $40,000 on Birkin bags. Make that make sense for me. Make that make sense for me. Y'all out here dragging somebody for paying a housekeeper. Well, you got, like, y'all out here listening to artists out here hoarding the hell out of wealth. Like, girl, what? Like, what are you doing, sis? Like, make it make sense for me. So, girl, that's it. Speaking of that, move on to talking about Kim and Kanye, girl. Really quick, and I'm gonna end it on here. Kim and Kanye are headed toward divorce. We've been talking about that for a while now. But they said that Kim Kardashian allegedly has an exit plan ready. Now, this is coming from the Jasmine brand. Kim Kardashian is said to have a financial plan together amid news she's divorcing her husband, rapper Kanye West. An insider told US Weekly that she's looking to her financial advisors to figure out an exit plan that will be best for her whole family. Kim Kardashian shares 4 children with Kanye West, but reportedly wants to split their belongings down the middle. The source added, Kim has all of her and Kanye financial properties ready to be split. It's a very fair deal for everyone. Kim has all of her assets and financials ready for when she decides to file officially. Friends thought she was going to file in September, but she's holding out. That does not mean that everything behind the scenes is already done. And they're saying that, you know, Kim, like, they're saying that Kim is filming this, like, we will see this on the last season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Jackie Brain has a tweet from her from 2016. Sorry I'm late to the party, guys. I was busy cashing my 80 million video game and check transferring 53 million into our joint account. Hoarding wealth, hoarding wealth. From $53 million in debt to a net worth of $5 billion in 4 years. Thank you, Jesus. I know I fall short, but I repent. I am fully service to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. We are building schools for the future. Thank God for providing this increase. This was what Kanye West said last year. Woo! Sis said she made $53 million. Sis said she transferred $53 million from her $80 million video game. Guillotines for everybody, period. Somebody said on Twitter, I don't see the purpose of trying to learn stocks. Guillotines that just seem like they're like easily operated. So I don't know why we're trying to do all this when we could just be getting out of the guillotine and French pressing these folks. But that's all I wanted to talk about in this Kingery's video. 2 videos I gave y'all on this wonderful Thursday. I got some stuff planned for y'all Friday, and I also have some stuff planned for y'all Saturday, I think. Well, not Saturday. I'm not doing shit Saturday. Y'all ain't gonna see me Saturday. Y'all probably see me Sunday because Wendy Williams' movie is coming on Saturday, so I will be reviewing it and hopefully getting that uploaded for you all Sunday. Try and get some content because, girl, next week I'll be caught up on some stuff because I know I was like in distress earlier this month. But I love y'all so much. As I told y'all, I was gonna get done filming this video and the sun was gonna go down, and now she is down. I love y'all. Until next time, I'll talk to y'all later on tonight. Bye.